on those dollars. But they now create subsidy in another way, dollar subsidy, and it was called round tripping. For the other business items that they did not remove subsidy dollar, you see those who are businesses, whether your business is to go and bring something that had dollar subsidy or had no dollar subsidy, nobody had access to the dollar anymore. They created the middlemen. People where they sell recharge card for Daura, they became overnight billionaires by becoming middlemen between Central Bank of Nigeria and the Nigerian banks and the Nigerian traders. Remember, to make Nigeria function and run well, 90% of what Nigerians need, they have to bring them out of Nigeria. And to bring them out of Nigeria, you need to change your naira to a dollar. Now, because you have nothing you are producing and your naira has no backing, the dollar will be the sale of the dollar will be determined by the owners of the dollar, not you with the owner of naira. But that gap was breached to reduce economic tension. That gap was breached by the central bank of the country until APC Egbekegbe came. When APC Egbekegbe came and created the middlemen, from that moment on, the demand for dollar and the scarcity of it created that market, a multi-billion dollars market for people who actually produces nothing or manufactured nothing, but just trading in currency. And just within a space of 8 years, APC, Egbekegbe, they emptied the regular billions of dollars that is domiciled in the Central Bank of Nigeria. They emptied everything on absolute nothing. They now enter the Nigerian foreign reserve from 34 billion US dollars. They enter that one, reduce it to $2 billion. The giant of Africa became the beggar of Africa, the Alimajiri of Africa. Everywhere Nigeria went, under these APC criminals, they were begging for money. And in a space of 8 years, ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria became one of the most indebted countries with nothing to actually show. And abandoned projects that are, goddamn, I mean, it's sad. So Tinubu and his gang, they know all of this. The economy took the hit. Everything you have to access in the market, the price is double or tripled or quadrupled or quintupled. You are being come. Nigerian naira started going from 200 to 300 to 400 to 500 to 600 to 700 naira to a dollar. It became that bad that 143 million Nigerians are living in extreme multi-dimensional poverty. It's a badge of honor for this APC. Egbekegbe, Tinubu knows that. So what has changed in 5 months? Tinubu has removed their subsidy on rice. Everybody can now go and buy dollar. Everybody, they don't get dollar to give anybody. So the demand for that dollar has now gone out of the roof. They call it floating the naira. The naira is now floating here and there. And remember, these guys printed 27 trillion naira. Do you know how much that is in dollars? $61 billion. If you change that money, where is the money in Nigeria economy? Where is the money in your economy today? Apart from the one they borrowed, Nigeria is now indebted to the tune of over $150 billion. And they are still printing money. Yes, they are still printing money. So in 5 months, Nigeria naira has gone from 700 naira to a dollar to 1,200 naira to a dollar. The pound sterling to Nigeria naira has gone from 850 naira to a pound. And it is now over 1,439 naira to a pound sterling in 5 months. So tell me, where are you getting the idea from when Tinubu says you should just have a patience and we should just give him his time? Or you are looking for people that you are going to blame for all of this? Are you not asking yourself, where is the money going, by the way? All of this money that are developing wings. Tinubu want to come and rescue you. Those of you who be the mumus where they believe them all. Person who won't come rescue you decided to go and borrow $1.2 billion. And they won't share them to poor people. But if you don't get BVN, if you don't get NIN, you don't go collect. So which means you need BVN and NIN to get the access to it. And the majority of the poor people, according to them, they said 90% of poor Nigerians have no access, they don't have bank accounts. No be person wey get small money, they get bank account. Which bank account? Anyway, they are giving conditions on how to, they were borrowing money and they are going to share the money. Same way, Bokwari was sharing 500 billion naira every year to lift 100 million Nigerians out of poverty. Last, they've dipped many of them and generations into a generational poverty. So where is the idea? And where is the idea coming from? Tinubu is going to fix Nigeria. You are like, where is it coming from? So you may be looking for where is the money going. Somebody is going to always tell us where the money is going, remember? Somebody's going to be telling us. They are planning to print another 26 trillion naira for 2024 budget. 26 trillion naira. That's what they are planning to print. And do you know how APC ruined Nigeria completely as well? Okay, I'll tell you this one. In 2015, right, they discovered that they stole some certain amount of crude oil from Nigeria. Those who are stealing Nigerian crude oil. And somehow the crude oil was found in China. Okay? And around that time was the time APC, Egbekegbe, came in. So they took over the investigation. Abubakar Malamu, the former Attorney General of Nigeria, you may call him Attorney General, criminal. Malamu, you know what he did? He constituted a committee where NNPC in Nigeria was part of that. They decided to approach China, that China should just pay for the crude oil. Nigeria cannot take it back, but just pay for it. Guess what? $4.2 billion was paid to Nigeria for that stolen crude oil from China. I mean, in China. That money disappeared. The same NNPC was talking to a bank in, they call it African Exit and Import Bank, to borrow them $3 billion so that they could give the money to the oil marketers in Nigeria. The oil marketers will then use the money and make sure that the dollar to Nigerian naira is, naira to dollar will not get above 1,000 naira. Economists actually believe that they should allow Nigerian naira to lose its value. They say once Nigerian naira get to 1,000 or 1,005 or 2,000, at some point it will begin to come down. I want where the economists, they kuma golo. They actually said that, you remember? But guess what? 4.2 or 4 something billion US dollars all disappeared just like that. Malamu is currently enjoying his what do you call it? His second or third wife, Buhari's daughter. You know, saying that Buhari's daughter Malamu marry as third wife. It's called consolidation of our relationship, cementing it. If I go to jail, instead of me becoming your son-in-law, I go become, you go become the father-in-law to ex-convict. So you don't marry Tifnu, so you don't marry Bokwari's daughter. Abi? I'll tell you that one. Somebody actually spoke about it. And they're asking that the same Kiari, that sold that crude oil. And that same Kiari sold NNPC. Nigeria NNPC is now a private company as you are watching this video. Now that same Kiari, as we are talking now, is also trying to help Tinubu get some dollars, if they can get some dollars, so that they can try and stop the naira to dollar further crashing. Otibo, one of them be this, so I'll share it with you.
A patriotic call to leadership to do what is proper, right and right. We're saying that you can't go out borrowing. You can be increasing poverty by borrowing resources when you actually have as much as $4.8 billion. When you actually have as much as $4.8 billion somewhere. The essence of the press conference is to say to Mr. President, asked the NNPC Limited to produce and provide $4.8 billion that is supposed to be the proceeds of 48 million barrels of crude oil stored up in China and sold. It was stolen crude. So what we're doing is a patriotic effort, is in furtherance of a whistleblower policy, and we're saying that according to our law, that those who pretend our country must be responsible and responsive to our people. You can't, no nation will have as much as $4.8 billion and go borrowing $1.5 billion for palliative. That's what we're saying. And that's the essence of the press conference. The civil society and the Conference of Nigerian Political Parties are saying simply, pull our resources out from where those who stole our crude oil in China kept it, and employ it into making lives better for our people, bring it back home and use it to develop our nation and make our infrastructures better, make our medical system better, make our roads better. And that's what we're saying.
So these are the questions people will ask. You get what I mean? But they are not far-fetched. They are in the private pocket of all these criminals who are still making decisions there. You know? Somebody said, Mayego, kudos to you. You know why I always kind of pick comments like that to respond to. Because sometimes I just feel like some people are just like deliberately or intentionally always want to tap that a very false line, a very, very untruthful line, okay? And this is one of them. Somebody is saying that kudos to me, that initially they were confused. They don't know where I belong. That they thought I believe that Nigeria can be fixed. And why was I not preaching referendum and all of that? You know, sometimes I also kind of take a break to believe that people who always make this kind of comments, they are making them out of from a position of, you know, sincerity sometimes, you know, ignorant questions. See, if you have been following Mayegun's Diary Political and you are watching my broadcast and you are telling me that you are doubting if I was preaching that Nigeria should be fixed, and why was I not preaching referendum and all of that? It is either you are being clever by half or being totally dishonest. But one thing is that I always give the benefit of doubt that people who say that sometimes they don't actually know me. But they may pretend to. But you will never be on Mayegun's Diary Political and for one broadcast and tell, Mayegun, this is your best broadcast. Now tonight, I believe that you actually, you are not for one Nigeria. You are reaching. Apart from the fact that it is actually insulting, okay, that in this 2023 is the time you just discovered, or tonight is when you just discovered that Mayegun is not talking about fixing Nigeria, or why are you not talking about, or I should be coming on Mayegun's Diary Political every night. Think about this one, though, mister. Let's assume that every time you turn on Mayegun's Diary Political, and everything you hear from Mayegun is that, we must have a referendum, or we must have this or that, or without the detailed reasons why, somebody who don't even understand what referendum means, somebody who don't understand the breakup of a country, what it means, or how it is done, somebody that is already programmed, socially programmed, to believe that if you're asking for referendum, you're asking for war. So how do you present such such amazing idea to people who are programmed to see it as evil? if you don't really have to give context for why Nigeria will never work. Mayegun's Diary Politico teaches Nigerians the honest truth and the everyday happenings of why those who are still holding back, or those who are pledging or probably wanting to go and sacrifice their lives, hoping that they have something that will fix Nigeria. Mayegun's Diary Politico is always there to remind them that their effort and everything is going to be for nothing. Because in Nigeria, there's nothing like Nigeria is not working. Nigeria is not working for Nigerians because that's exactly what they want it to be like. I have said that on Mayegun's Diary Politico several times. You are going to be the new person to tell me that it is only tonight you get convinced. Now tonight, I usually don't know where you belong. Show why many. Sometimes you come a fury quick type. You understand? Mo they use our brain to type sometimes. So, Mr. Salako, ejama lori quick kato type ngba mi o. Ungbo Mayegun's Diary Politico. Why do you think all this agbado and all this one Nigerianist are telling me that I am trying to break up Nigeria or cause war? Why do you think they are here? So you come on Mayegun tonight and you say Mayegun kudos to you. You first praise me before you insult me. Waiting be that. You are looking for Mr. Consistency. Do you know where I get my credibility from? It's because I have been doing this for 10 years. And I've been very honest with it. I used to be a pro-Nigeria too. I used to believe that once people come together and they can get rid of their criminal leaders, and I use my own experience to teach millions of people right now, every month, to remind them that if their own love for Nigeria never expire because of the lies they are still being fed, they should wait for it. Because everyday action of these criminals will continue to remind you that you may think Nigeria is not working. You are wrong. Nigeria is working exactly the way they want Nigeria to be. And if you don't like the way it is right now, if they tell you referendum is war, they are also lying to you. If they tell you that having your own independent region is going to reduce Nigeria's size, it's not going to make the world respect Nigeria, they are lying to you. How do you give the context to people? You just come to them and tell them, break it up. Let's break everything. We must make sure. No, it doesn't work that. There are people who do it too. But Mayegun's Diary Politico, ask yourself why those who are really responsible, exposed, and educated people, they sit for hours on Mayegun's Diary Politico to listen to Mayegun. Do you not think that's the job I'm doing? The job of telling them or making them see why they should not contribute to the generation that will also believe that Nigeria will be great. With these criminals, Nigeria won't be any great. My insult me, Mr. Salako. So let me just consider that your statement as I've heard people who have told me, this is the man. I've never seen a Yoruba man that is this very honest. This is my first time of seeing a Yoruba Oloshinye. See, I've heard Igbos, my supposed Igbo brothers. They think they are praising me. Man, this Mayegun, I love this Mayegun, man. This Mayegun is the first Yoruba man that I am seeing that is so honest, that is not biased, that is not tribal, that is not this or that. We near you, they mad. Now, the bigotry inside you, they talk. No, they use that kind of thing, praise me. Because you know you have seen more and many, many Yorubas who have stood their ground against all the nonsense going on in Nigeria, despite their own people being part of it. So if you look at me and you say, this Mayegun is the first, you are a mad person. You're mad. I'm not the first Yoruba, and it is the bigotry in you. So people don't say all those things as I'm praising. You're not praising me. You're just telling us about yourself. Because if you know me very well, there are some statements you don't throw my way, thinking you are trying to praise me, you're trying to make me feel good. Here you understand? So they don't really go down well. So keep it from Ryan Law here. I have told you, no hold me anything. Every time I come here, I remind you, you know they hold me anything. When people say, Mayegun, I respect you so much. Mayegun, I love you. Mayegun, I say, thank you. Thank you. But you don't hold me anything. You don't. You have nothing. You owe me nothing. But I appreciate those who say, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, give the genuine love and support. I love that. I enjoy, I appreciate every bit of it. But if not tomorrow you say you don't like me again, I will just say no wahala, baba. Share you get, you don't lose anything. Take them back. Because you will not be the reason why I would have to hold back from telling you what I think you should know. You know what I mean? So Mokuna, they keep all that kind of comments. If you are new, you don't know me, you don't know Mayegun before, you just came across Mayegun, that is okay, that's fine. And it is that benefit of the doubt that I'm actually using for Mr. Salako did that. But if Mr. Salako said he knows me and he's been doubting me, Mr. Salako, I might try Remo. But going forward, man, take a use break. Somebody was talking about Nigeria. I want to take us tonight, by the way, but we'll start with this one. Then we're going to go to the next one. I just want to take a break.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, ẹgbẹ́ kínní ìwà èmi lọ́kàn. Yes, I'm a president. Ṣé ń tọ́kàn yìí náà lélẹ́yìí? Ẹ ń sọ níjọ́ rẹ̀ yín àfáà. Ẹ kó tí a jáde. Ẹ kó Kùránì jáde. Wọ́n kó débẹ̀. Ẹ débẹ̀ tán. My president, mi sorry láti sọ, ẹ ti sọra yín di wàhálà fún gbogbo Nàìjíríà. Ẹ sọra yín di wàhálà, ẹ ti sọra yín di ẹkún. Wallahi tallahi rabbul kaaba. In anybody rò kọ́ ni wọ́n bá lọ́dọ̀ yín. Èmi tẹ́mi ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí, mo kọ̀mándì àti ìyàwó àtọmọ àti gbogbo ọmọ kí omi pátá. Pé Tinubu ni ẹ tẹ̀ka fún. Tá a bá mọ̀ pé ní ìdààmú àti ìfòòró lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ wá sí, ta ni ó tẹ̀ka fún yín? Báàgì ráìsì di 55,000 lórí pẹ̀lẹ́ ẹ̀yọ oxygen bí oxygen lẹ́sìn pè ní. Àmọ́ ọkọ̀ abú tẹ̀ ń sọ. Epo di 600. Àwọn wèrè kan wọ́n ní ká ṣe sùúrù di oṣù mẹ́fà. Ṣé ẹ̀fẹ̀ mọ̀ pé ń tọ́ bá bàjẹ́ láàrin oṣù kan èèyàn lè mọ́ nílẹ̀ bá máa ti kú láyé. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Èèyàn lè máa lè bá mọ́. And it is true. Reality will begin to set in for everybody. And it is not a case of being mocked. It don't happen already. And now, so for Mr. Salako, see, you can disagree with me. You are welcome. I said that, I always say that all the time. But I like people who are good enough to, I ask people all the time, I said, when I open the line, call in. Don't, call in and pick up the phone and say, well, Mayegun, I have my own view. And you shouldn't be surprised anyway. I've had APC and people who don't agree with me. They've called onto the program respectfully. But now when you begin the movement, for example, if you call me now, that you disagree and then you're not presenting any alternative facts, or they blame people, they blame point fingers and all that. And then I'm trying to tell you that, Baba, you are not giving us facts, you are just blaming other people. So if you can't move mad, Baba, go on this side, everybody be Mr. Salako. So don't worry. Nobody is worshiping Mayegun or Mayegun's diary political. People just don't like stupid people to come and feel important on Mayegun's diary political. Do you understand? People who are like naturally, you know what I mean, Mr. Salako, right? People who are like naturally stupid. They can't sound like they be intelligent people on Mayegun's diary. So my brethren don't like that. Okay? So they will come for that person. But nobody say that they worship, if Mayegun self misbehave. Me, me will be say, I be the GO of the temple. Even me, I know the unwritten code, unwritten rule. You don't get it. People are not saying that Mayegun is a saint. Mayegun knows it all. In fact, people knows that Mayegun doesn't know it all. And the way Mayegun express himself, right, is just based on what Mayegun knows. And if you have anything contrary, please present that and make it kind of, conversational and all that. They know say, even me, Mayegun, I know say if I not do well, for example, where I go out of my way, can't they do anyhow, I go collect. So that is why you don't come here and talk to the GO. And go see all of the brethren telling you, say, they mad in Abide, Well, you get what I mean? So, Mr. Salako, thank you very much for that kudos, okay? The rest of the message, we have to scratch that out. You get them? Now, somebody is talking about the state of Nigeria while speaking to Sheung. This is a longer watch, okay? And I'm going to take that as my own break. After that, we may begin to take calls if we still have the time. Don't go anywhere. Meanwhile, we are very much on the platform tonight, especially on Facebook and YouTube. I know those of you on Facebook, you are likely not even allowed to share the broadcast or even comment. But try and like it and see if that works, okay? So my people on YouTube, we are currently over 3,300 of us, as I can see. Now, if you haven't really paid your own offering, do so now while we take this mini break, okay? Now, listen to this. Somebody reacting to Tinubu's scandal and what is ahead.
It is in order. Now, the issue of certificates has a very important significance. I don't know how much we are ready to look at this issue, because a lot of the discussions I have listened to or I've read about tend to be very superficial. Let me say three things very quickly. One, the fact that we are arguing about certificates speaks to the quality of the people we have, or lack of it, as it were, in politics. We should be able at this level to have people whose records are so very straight that you do not need to get engaged in this. There are bigger issues that should engage this country. I've tried always to make this point, that this country already has 20 million children out of formal school system. God knows the number of people that have finished school and they cannot find jobs. We have a country of 220 million people today, but in another just 7 years down the line, we're going to grow up to 300 million. In 2050, which is not too far away, we have young people. In 25 years or thereabouts, we expect this country to be well over 400 million in population, which will make it the third country after India and China. What I expect politicians to be discussing, how do you provide the infrastructure for this population? How do you provide food? How do you provide education, healthcare, jobs? Because that is what is going to make the country great. That's what's going to make the country stable. That's what's going to make the country peaceful. If you can't, you are going to go into the kind of conflict that we are beginning to see, or that we have seen for the last 1 decade or so. So the point is, it's very sad. It's a very sad commentary that our politicians are, or the kind of people that we have in politics that eventually, get into positions of power, are people whose qualifications are doubted. Now that speaks a lot of volumes about the fact that of the quality of leadership we're going to get. The second point is that when it comes to, if you like, the political culture that we run has somehow accepted these things as norm. Because I would expect that the party itself should have done sufficient screening in its candidate before they even get to the point of being contesting for election.
Oh, one will also imagine that these names are submitted to INEC. Does INEC do a check?
Okay.
Does the party
I'm coming to
check
INEC.
in the first place?
I'm coming to INEC, but before they even go to INEC, they come through a political party. And a political party should have values. If they have values of integrity, then that name could not have come through.
Political parties screen their candidates. So you wonder what exactly did they do when they screened?
We do that. I was secretary of a political party, as you might remember. And we have to go through that for every election. And so it means that is the failure of the party. And then we come to INEC, which is even independent. Even if the party decides to be selfish, if that's the word to use, at least the INEC being an independent, I emphasize the independence there. They should be able to carry out a due diligence and confirm, check and recheck. And so you can see the failure of the institution at the party level, the failure of the institution at INEC level. And
in the time of poverty like this, the economic principle of Yusuf is what everybody should apply in his own lives. Eat little, save more. You don't know what is happening. Kese la nri lowo, makasakasa timbo. $1 was just 800 naira or thereabout a couple of months ago. Now $1 is over 1,000 naira. How much will it go? Nobody knows. Oh, torí tó ń ṣe falafolo. Ọgbà salary week láwa. Ìgbéraga week. Ó gbéra rẹ̀ sanlẹ̀ láìpẹ́. Eat little and save more. Ayé tá ń jẹ chicken kọ́ la wà yìí mọ́. Ayé shawarma kọ́ mọ́. Ayé ice cream kọ́. Mú gààrí. Jẹ pọ̀nmọ́. Gbàgbé táwọn doctors sọ pé kò ní nutritional value. Kí ló fẹ́ nutritional value pẹ̀lú kíni? Jẹ pọ̀nmọ́, mú gààrí, orí ẹja.
That is called Tinubunomics. Mú gààrí, jẹ orí ẹja. Okay? Because the situation called ó ti dojú ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn. And you can pretend, oh, but only pretend, oh. All of us we pretend, say we do okay, oh. Or they drink my gari. Even if you see gari, the situation don't enter, it don't enter G. I mean, it's unfortunate, oh. It is what it is. Because from that same money, the all of una they look for, last week, now wedding they were doing in Kano. Last week, this week. Now scholarship for those who are going abroad to go and study. And have you seen this video where Kwakwanso they share dollar? Now public money in the share as a gift to Kwakwanso and the governor of Kano. Have you seen this? Okay. You've given them scholarship. You have secured their transportation. They've given them the air ticket. But when it came to the point of giving them their travel allowance or something like that, they decided to withdraw that and put it in an envelope with the printed picture of the governor and the rest of them, and they have to share that $100. And then they make a video of that public money and all that. It's Nigerian thing, oh. The system that got them this, the system that selected them for the scholarship did not select the money with it. So they have to some said, no, he's just giving that to them from his pocket. Thank you, Kwakwansop. $100 to the 1,200. So $100 is around 120,000 naira. Thank you, Kwakwansop, because that's what the situation has become. But this guy is not feeling the same thing. Have you seen this video of when Nigeria just suddenly happened to you and you're just like, what am I going to do?
Zenith Bank in Ikeja, at our way. This Zenith Bank, this guy ATM. We came here to use this ATM at night. And this Zenith Bank at Ikeja, our way. This is our way. This is our way. This Zenith Bank, yeah. They are thieves. This Zenith Bank. Zenith Bank, they are thieves. Look at, we came here to use their ATM at night. Our GTB ATM, we came here to use the ATM. Imacom. We came here to use their ATM, and the ATM, please, is it possible? The ATM swallowed his card. The ATM swallowed his card. After they swallowed his card, the card refused to come out. He was standing here like 30 minutes. The card refused to come out. After that 30 minutes, they started withdrawing all the money in his account. He was trying to block the account, but the account was not able to block. The ATM has still not come out till now. The ATM is still inside Zenith Bank. It's still inside Zenith Bank machine. The ATM has not come out, and they have successfully withdrawn 1.7 million from his account. Can you imagine what kind of country is this one? Zenith Bank or GTB Bank? You people are thieves. See, just in this place, just in this place, this Zenith Bank at Ikeja, they are thieves. They are thieves that are working for them. All of them, they are thieves.
Many people are in the bank because many people are dying. Everything are doing.
So it can happen to anyone. They will tell you. Then who do you run to? Well, if she's lucky, if they are lucky, you see, a caring partner, she couldn't believe it or imagine it. In this Nigeria, somebody's 1.7 million was taken from his bank, and he's just like, what should I do? Go and write email to at GTB. So he will start the journey. And you know the story anyway. It is what Nigeria has become. Obaseki reminded us a few days ago that
I know as a governor the pain that we are all going through, the suffering in the land. But unlike you, because I understand how economy works, I saw it ahead of time, and I have been shouting since I became governor that the way we are going, the kind of decisions many of us politicians are making, the way we are going about Nigeria is only going to bring about hardship. Nigeria was never like this before. God, in his infinite mercy, has endowed Nigeria like no other country in the world. Most of us leaders don't act like Christians. And that has been my pain and fight. If you are a leader and you are not ready to give of yourself, you think that leadership is about how much you can get, how much you can take for yourself, then I'm sorry, it's between you and God.
Àtisebo, àtisete, àti ń parọ́ tipẹ́, àtisete, tìtó òdìmú òdodo òsì mọ́, àtisete, kágbàdé fálárì, àtisete, kágbẹ̀dé fálárì, àtisete, adájọ́ ń parọ́ torí owó, àtisete, òdìlú ń parọ́ nítorí ipò, àtisete, èdò gbówó ń tẹ́, àtisete, ìjà ń jàrá.
I have a caller. Hello there.
Hello, Michael.
Hello, sir.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, hi, ma'am. Sorry, I didn't pick that easily. Is that Sham?
Yes, it's Sham.
It is Sham. How are you doing tonight, ma'am?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm okay. How are you?
Very well, very well. Thanks for asking.
How was the holiday?
Oh, it's so wonderful, right? I mean, I wish I could probably tell everyone how it went, but the kids were they so enjoyed it. I'm going to be doing that, by the way.
Good.
Now I feel like I should be doing that.
Oh, you should. You definitely have to take the kids out, unless they're going to feel like
they were like they are both like out of their shells, right? They have so much engagement. I mean, so many engagements weekly here, right? Every day, like normal, right? But going out of the old place, driving down and mixing with other kids who also travel from far and near, and entertainment every day it's amazing. I love it.
Yes, and then you have to. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and then you have to come back to the.
Then I have to come back to this one hour. Daily struggle. You know something, right? We went to a place where it was a luxury, right? To get each on your network. That's H. I don't know what it means, right? But if you are lucky enough to see 4G, even without any bar, it was like a miracle. So I completely zoned off. Maybe not completely sharp, but yeah, I'm back. And here we are
but
again.
To be honest,
like I never left.
To be honest, sometimes it is good to just zone out, and just
I think it's
be
good.
fully present with your family. It's good that way. Anyway, let me get on, because I'm sure there are many people who want to call in.
Thank you. Right? Yeah, go on, please.
So just a couple of things, right? Mike, we all appreciate you very, very much on this in this Temple of Truth.
I do.
Right?
Yes.
Now, I don't know who this Salako person is from anywhere. And to be honest, I try my best not to engage on this chat sometimes. Yeah.
Me too. I do my best not to, but sometimes once in a while, when I pick it like that, I'm like, okay, you know what? Breathe in, breathe out.
See, listen, there are a lot of,
then react.
Don't get me wrong. There are a lot of intelligent people in the temple.
That's right.
And you can have meaningful conversations in the chat group, or sometimes you just really don't want to engage, right? Now, I just want you to give this person the benefit of the doubt that maybe he has never come across, a Yoruba person who comes across as level-headed and stuff like that. Just give those kind of people the benefit of
doubt,
right? Benefit of the doubt that, okay, maybe they haven't ever come across such a person, and everything, and hope that, and let's be thankful that your forum is the kind of forum that allows them to see the other side. And I say that because I grew up in Lagos, right? And I went to university in Jos, and what we always heard all the time was that, how Hausa people were not very intelligent and stuff like that. Most of us grew up thinking that they never really wanted to
was common, yeah.
Exactly. So we went to university, and then we saw lots of intelligent Hausa people. They were all in school in our departments with us, things like that. So
competing with everyone,
competing with everyone, even doing better than most people. So the point is that sometimes you have to, maybe people haven't had that level of exposure and that, experience of meeting other people. Right. Because, Nigeria is a very diverse, massive country, right? So if I didn't go to Plateau State, which is where I went to school, I probably would have encountered a lot of people, and I would have gone on thinking, oh, okay, the smartest people in the world are the Southern Yorubas and Igbos and Bini people and things like that, that the Northerners don't want to go to school. So why I'm just saying this is just give the person the benefit of the doubt.
I've thought about it myself, right? Because sometimes, sometimes when people actually outrightly just say some insulting things to me like that, I have discovered that instead of having to, get so dirty right away, I could actually use that like a brick, thrown at me that I could build as well. Then come fire back afterward,
and use it to build foundation.
Yeah, now, I get your drift. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, now going to what you've shown us so far. I actually watched yesterday's show before joining today's one. And I think what it has highlighted, and I keep saying to you that Tinubu's government is a gift that keeps on giving. Right. And I think with social media, right, a lot of things are now being brought to people's attention, just so that in case you want to bury your head in the sand, that you're not aware that these things are going on, or such and such is the situation of our country. Now we don't have any excuse.
No, you don't.
Right? This Sheikh Gumi, or whoever that man is, it is clear. It is very clear that some people are still living in a how do I put it, in a world where Nigeria consists of the North and its subjects. We, the infidels, being the subjects, right?
I wonder why people didn't even pick that up. There's somebody called the Southerners infidel, and it has become something that has been recurring and recurring. It has become something that they just say, and it's nothing.
Exactly.
In Nigeria.
Exactly. In a country where we are supposed to be one Nigeria, in quote and unquote, in one Nigeria, you are calling your fellow Nigerian an infidel who is not good enough to govern you. And like when I listen to when I hear things like that, it makes it clear why the breakup of Nigeria will be imminent if nothing is done to curtail the excesses of this kind of people, because
right.
this kind of person is the kind of person that you need to bring to book and say, you know what, you are fomenting trouble, you are doing such and such against the country of Nigeria, so we don't want your type, and they throw him away in prison. But that's never going to happen. So this kind of, that's why I said that this Tinubu's government, as bad as it is showing us who the criminals are. And bear in mind that all of this is going on. I haven't heard any of these so-called famous pastors and pastoresses and owners of churches and things like that who have come out to pastorpreneurs who have come out to actually say, oh, you know, we're against such and such. You hear this kind of thing. This is not the first place they would have seen somebody like Shigumi talking. But this is when people like that take the podium and say,
now peace, then they preach. They are preaching peace. We should be very careful. We need peace in this country. All of us need to come together and pray for this country. They couldn't speak. They are scared of the violence that these guys represent.
They're scared of the violence that's going to meet us, because just like what the last video you played of the northerner, and that's what I say, the northerner, who I'm sure is a fellow Muslim, right? And I'm saying to myself, this man is so intelligent. He's a northerner. He's a Muslim. Why isn't he speaking to his northern brothers to let them understand the situation that we are in right now? But anyway, let's pack that one aside. So we don't have anybody speaking against people like this so-called Shigumi, to call him to order and say, you don't speak to your fellow Nigerians that way. This is where the question about whether or not we should be one country should start coming in. Because if these people are saying that Abuja belongs to them and it is a Muslim state and that, then we can also claim, okay, this is a southern state and you people don't have any rights in our state. Then again, like I said, the breakup of the country becomes imminent, either quietly or violently. That's what's going to happen. If you still have people like this who are speaking this way in 2023.
Yes.
You know, so I mean, I really don't know. I really don't have too much to add to that. But
I mean, you've actually opened a vista of that conversation. You are very, very clear. In a country where somebody feels comfortable to call other people because of their not association with his own belief, and they call them infidel, that are not in any way qualified to lead them. In a country that is supposed to be one country and all people under God the breakup is imminent, and we can pretend about it for now. Yeah, we can all pretend if you want.
Exactly, we can pretend about it. And see, that man gave a solid analysis. All of this, we're all talking about palliative. That word palliative has started, it started when people talk about palliative, I start getting irritated, almost like throwing up, as if all you're doing is sharing money. You're not talking about how to make money, how to make your country productive and things like that. You're just sharing money. Palliative. When every time I hear palliative, I want to use a stone to stone the person that's talking about palliative, because I'm sick and tired of palliatives. I don't know when that became a thing in our country.
A lot of us are going to be sick and tired of a lot of things, my shaman, right? And that is why we have this Mayegun's diary political. One day, a lot of us will be tired of so many things at the same time, and that day will be that day.
I think we're getting there. I think I don't know if we're going. I think we're very, very close. Either to resolve. No, they're pushing us either to resolving the problem of Nigeria, or separating and becoming our own individual entities, so that the Muslims who want to be ruled by Muslims and Muslims alone can rule themselves. They can have their own space. And then the Midwesterners, the Middle Belters, sorry, I said Midwesterners, Middle Belters, and you'll be surprised that the people of Abuja will then rise up and say, you know what, we're not part of the North. Just the same way Plateau people will tell you clearly that they are not Northerners, they are not Hausas, they are Middle Belt, and they will stand with their full chest.
That's right.
So you find that the whole North will become like but if that is what they want, fair enough, they can rule themselves.
So we should do that instead of us being classified as infidel in a supposed country. So if I say I don't belong to a country I'm referred to as an infidel, would I be wrong, Sham?
Oh, exactly. I don't want to become, and I don't want to give birth to children who will be in a country treated and be referred to as infidels and treated as not even second-class citizens, third-class citizens in their own country.
Yeah.
That is not right. And
so
again,
would we be wrong if we say we don't want to be part of that country?
Of course, we will not be wrong. We'll be right. And we should be in our every right. Go to the highest court or wherever, United Nations. Although, to be honest, I don't believe in it. Wherever it's going to take. I really don't believe in all these external organizations. I don't trust them. But we should be able to say it in the highest place that we want our own separate country from anyone who wants to refer to us as infidels, and we should be right to do so. Okay, and let me go before I
No, it's
talk
all right.
more
Thank
than
you so much. I appreciate that. Okay, and you are welcome. I have another caller on the line. I bet the line is quite jammy, by the way. So, hello there.
Hello, good evening, Ayegun.
Hello, ma. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening. I'm glad I'm able to talk to you tonight.
I am
well
happy
done.
that you did, ma'am. Please.
Well done. How are you?
I'm very well.
Coming back
Thanks
from
so much,
holiday.
Thanks, ma.
Osumi, I'm telling you. Osumi, one thing tí ó ń bà mí lẹ́rù ni pé tí wọ́n bá tiẹ̀ dẹ̀ gbé gbogbo àṣírí Tinubu jáde. What is he going to resign? Ó máa ń lo ìgbójú ní Nàìjíríà. Wọ́n máa ń lo ìgbójú. Look at US tó ń bá man yìí fà. Look at UK tó ń gbé Boris Johnson jáde. They will resign honorably, but Nigeria ò ní resign. Tinubu kò ní agbárí wọn ní nǹkan.
That's why people are now saying, ma. That's why people are thinking that would the FBI release, would that prompt people to eventually chase them out? Or would that trigger anything? Or there will be nothing? Well, I can't really answer.
Kò ní resign, kò ní kúrò ńbẹ̀ because nǹkan tó fẹ́ jẹ. Wọ́n máa lo ìgbójú ni wọ́n ní kò really matter, kò really mean, kò ṣe kinní kan.
Okay, everybody. Supreme Court Supreme Court decide. Supreme Court decide no case. Whatever the FBI saw, no case, not in Nigeria, but there is more.
But can he go abroad láti lọ máa ṣe gbogbo meeting tó ń ṣe yẹn because mi rò pé wọ́n máa honour ẹ̀.
He can, but disgrace náà ló máa bá náà ni bí ká máa record báwọn kan ṣe ń avoid there, all that stuff. So àwọn kan tó máa live pẹ̀lú nìyẹn.
Ó sú mi because I love to hear your program all the time. Tó jẹ́ pé ó máa ń múyàn mọ́lẹ̀ pé what is going on? How can we go about this? Look at this àwọn tó tún pè pé kán tún wá lọ ṣe ní Supreme Court yìí nsìn. Look at that. Àwọn tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n wà nínú ọmọ woman yẹn. I'm glad òun ti kúrò ńbẹ̀. Ẹn tó yẹ kó ti kúrò ńbẹ̀ tó yẹ kó ti retire ẹ tún gbé yẹn síbẹ̀ ẹ tètè fẹ́ ṣe. Oh my God. I don't know which one.
One more what them our audience, and that's why they said that social media is a problem. This is the only place social media is a place that you'll be able to have access to all the information dropping on your laps. So if anybody is lying to you about something, you'll be looking at evidence and you'll be looking at what they are saying, and you realize that so at that point, you begin to ask questions, and they won't be question. Don't ask questions. Once it's so, just take it. They know what they are doing. Just leave us. Don't ask anything.
Democracy is about you, about the people. It's not about you that is leading the people. It's about doing what the people wants you to do. Let's make more comfortable. In UK, the tax I pay in UK, they use it for me. They use it for everything that I need.
Yes.
I have free medical. Even though I pay tax on everything, I can see where they use it for. And if I'm not satisfied, I can ask, why are you not doing this for me? Why you not? Pension in UK, you will get your pension wherever you are.
That's right.